Hello, fake sinners, and welcome to this week's meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society. I'm your host, Adam, and I'm listening to Fine Place to Die by Alex Warren.
And I'm your other host, Lily, and I'm listening to Level by Black Pistol Fire.
But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's drop the needle.
This is amazing. You are literally like my musical soulmate.
This is a bop.
Ooh, that was a sweet one. I love when they just happen and it works.
You know, yeah. Nothing happened before I started the intro. No.
True. We don't ever talk. Me and Adam. Well,
Definitely.
it's going to come out in the second week, but this is the first week in June that we're recording. Therefore, happy Pride to
Happy
the gays,
Pride,
the gays, the theys, and all the other ways. What in the world? We're here. That was my little thing. I've got. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can see I've got my hardcore trans right shirts on.
It's definitely hardcore as fuck.
Yeah, I've got a new, and you should consider something like this, Adam, so that you can touch your desk. So this was the mic stand that I used to have my microphone on for a really long time, and I'm not going to move my microphone to see it because of reasons, but I've got a new boom arm for my mic, so now I can kind of like swing my mic around every which way. It's way easier to pull it to my mouth and do the thing about the company, the music company that we're going to be doing later, but for now, it does kind of like hide the merchandise a little bit, but for good quality audio, sometimes we don't care about that. So we're here on another lovely Pride Month, and I should make a post on the Instagram about that, shouldn't I?
Maybe, yeah, probably wouldn't hurt.
Could that be good? That could be good. There's also a very real chance that we get an interruption from the garage today, because as you can see, there is no vehicle behind me, and my in-laws are out doing something, and I don't know when they're coming home. With my father-in-law, usually it's when he's coming home from work is the only time that garage gets open. Right. But he's not working today because they just got back from a little vacation. So I don't know where the fuck they are, when the fuck they're coming home. So that could be an inevitable moment. We don't know. Who could possibly say?
Who could say?
So,
well, I guess we'll keep our eyes and ears open.
How are you doing this Pride Month?
Oh my gosh, I'm good. I'm much better than I would have been if we tried to record on Tuesday. Holy shit.
Sorry, I just took a big old bite of fucking bagel.
You guys got anything going on up there for Pride Month? You got to have something.
Yeah, there's usually a really big Pride parade in downtown Seattle that I'm probably going to go to.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of just a queer city, generally speaking.
Sure.
So it's kind of just Pride everywhere. I will say, I went to the mall yesterday, and there were a lot of what we're presenting as straight cis couples being a little too happy and comfortable for my tastes.
Yeah, that's not what the mall's for.
It's not what the mall's for. The mall is for the gays, the theys, and all the other ways.
Yeah.
No, it's for the allies too. It's okay. Oh, check this out. I got Crocs. And they're real comfy. They're very comfy. I used to clown on them for a really long time. And then I was like, you know what? I tried a pair on at the thrift store and they were not quite my size. But just standing in them, I was like, ooh, baby. I could see myself living like this. And I think like once I shed my former life, I think the ability to be into Crocs fully entered my system. If that makes sense. I think my internalized self-hatred and desire to be feminine prevented me from wearing Crocs when I was not this. And now that I'm this, I can just do whatever the fuck I want because I'm hot, and hot girls can do whatever they want.
They can wear Crocs.
They can wear Crocs. They can go to the mall. They can drink Sprite Zero Sugar plus tea. Which I was very pleased to find again in Washington. They put it out for like 2 weeks in Ohio, and then it just disappeared forever off the shelves. But I found it here, and I missed my
summer drink. Are they just marketing as a summer thing?
You know what? It might be a summer drink. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it was like last summer when I did see it the first time. That's a good call. That's why I keep you around, because sometimes you have these like little nuggets that flash. Yeah. Of those flashes of brilliance that explain to me why you're still my friend.
I know when people should drink Sprite tea. It's only in the summer.
Only in the summer. I will say the other thing too is that my vanilla Coke Zero, and I've talked to you about my obsession with vanilla Coke Zero.
Yep.
Just readily on store shelves here. Like it's just a thing here. Yeah. And I saw it on the shelf at the Fred Meyer the first weekend we were here, and I about cried. Like legit, like I was unprepared to see that, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, we got the Sprite tea, and the Sprite tea, I wish it was in a bottle because you can't really see it, but it looks like it's got the tea. It's like if you dip a tea bag in a thing of Sprite, and so it kind of looks like cigarette water, like dipped water a little bit.
That's great.
So I call it my cigarette water drink. Anyway, how are you? I'm talking a lot. I'm very manic today. Hello.
Hi. Oh, I get it. I am so glad to just not be in a car right now.
Sure.
Recording. Yeah. 28 hours of driving in 4 days kind of sucks. I mean,
not good.
Even though of course there was a little break between all of it, still kind of sucks. Like you're there, you drove 14 hours and you're there, and you just know that inevitably you're going to have to drive that back. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, doing that drive in one slog sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. We left here between like 5:30 and 6 Friday, but we got up there like 8 o'clock Eastern time, pretty much. So it wasn't terrible. Fucking the like rural area that we saw in the dark both times last time, like because we left here and then stopped and had dinner with you. Mm-hmm. And then crazy traffic pushed us into the rural area at like nighttime, so we didn't see shit. And this time we got to see all of the lovely Amish people of Northern Ohio out there, tilling their fields with their horse buggy combination. Blew Aurora's mind. Even though we saw like the Amish crossing sign, she was like, "What the F is that?" Like, well,
it's for those no technology people.
Yeah. And then we saw a string of them, like young children standing near a fence watching their dad and dog do some stuff, and they all like turn and look at us and just do this and wave. I was like, that's precious, but they're probably going to haunt somebody after they die.
Perhaps, yeah. Old Jebediah over there. Imagine with me, if you will, a world where you don't have dudes named Denim asking for your snap.
Right.
A more beautiful world. And you get butter just whenever you want.
Yeah. So. You get a motherfucker named Bartholomew coming in.
But it was overall though, the trip itself wasn't too
No. I mean, it was nice to see everybody. We had one set of great aunt and uncle that didn't make it due to health issues that basically just very recently popped up. But the other set did. They were in a separate Airbnb that they had almost talked to us about swapping. That way the four of us could have a house to ourselves. And my mom and stepdad and, great aunt and uncle could all share one. And the second that we had seen the Airbnb that they were in, absolutely not. There have to be haunted house. There's movies about that kind of house, really. And it wouldn't surprise me.
There's an Airbnb we stayed in one time up in like the Cleveland area, like near where Cedar Point is, that we went up to, and we wound up leaving early because like that was how bad it was. It was like, see, there it is. Hey, there it is. That was how bad it was. It was really fucking scary.
Man.
But yeah. So,
that sucks.
So we're gonna sit through this for a second.
Right. I can talk for a little bit since, you know, we don't have to have dead air and you just have to suffer through that. The Airbnb Airbnb that my parents and I and all of us were in was pretty nice. Fairly modern. My mom and stepdad can complain about literally everything. There were tons of mirrors all over the place. There were tons of plants between like fake and living. They were complaining that there's too many plants. Like, I was just like, oh my fucking God. But when we got there, you know, everybody was waiting at their house. So then we went out to go see the other house. And then the rest of the weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, we had done breakfast at the great aunt and uncle's house because they at least like had a decently stocked kitchen. Like the people who own the Airbnb had like left stuff for breakfast. They left little cereals. They had bacon and shit like that. And so we just kind of drove out there every morning. But went to a cool little place in Oberlin called the Feve. And at first I thought it was like the Feve, Feve. And at first I thought it was a miscommunication by
Ace Combat 8 Wings of Feve.
Wings of Feve, yes.
That's a really specific joke. That's not for anybody but us, really, and Elliot. Probably. It
said that they were open until midnight, but all that's really open until midnight is like the upstairs area. And we get there at like 10:15. There's another big table. For some reason, the waitress put us like uncomfortably close to them to where nobody would be able to move chairs. But they got annoyed by that probably and left. So I sat there and we had like appetizers and drank I had a couple of G&Ts. Carrie had like a beer and a gin and tonic. And then they start setting everything up to like call it for a night. We're like, it said you were open until midnight. Well, that's the upstairs, not the kitchen. And my stepdad, as they say that, he's like, yeah, the sign said 11. Like, bitch, why wouldn't you say something? We could have gone probably one other place in this town that doesn't close at this time. Like, goddamn, the fucking brewery across the street was open until midnight and had food all night. Why couldn't we just do that? Went to Haven Brewery there in Oberlin. It was pretty okay. I did the flight. It was nice. I mean, there wasn't anything on there that I'd love to bring home. Bought a beanie. Saturday, we went and cleaned out my grandparents' house, or at least of the things that my mom wanted. I got a couple, like I've got fucking 4 guns now, like two rifles, a 380 handgun, and I've got a 357 Magnum. So like, I'm not going to bitch about having that just in my house. Am I going to fire it? Probably like once. And then I'll just be like, I'm good. You know, like, cause we have all the ammo for it. And our old redneck neighbors, they love to just shoot shit out in the country. Like they'll do clay shooting. So it's like, you know, I can just take it out there.
I made a face like I haven't fucking fired shotguns off into the middle of a cornfield in the middle of BFE.
Right.
Like I'm not, I get it.
But they were like, yeah, take some, you know, my aunt was like, there's so many guns, you need to take more. And I said, well, they said it's one for each grandson. So I've taken my handgun and my rifle. And she's like, well, take one for your brother. My brother is an active felon right now.
Yeah, you can't have a handgun.
Although regardless of all the other.
You know what you should have done? I don't know if you'd take one for your brother.
That's basically what I did. That's how I ended up with the 357 and the other rifle. Because the one handgun, I was like, this actually says, if needed, it's never been needed in all the time we've lived in this town. If needed, this gun says home safety. Not
the other ones are more
punk.
Yeah, the other ones are more like action movie.
Right.
Clint Eastwood, fucking undigested red meat in your gut. Fucking
pretty fucking much. We went out to see Lake Erie at a place that my grandma had apparently taken me when I was a child. That was nice. It was, I mean, and that's kind of when like all of the emotions set in, really, for me. Because Carrie had met the aunt and uncle that were there when we went up for my grandfather. She had met a couple, like most of them that were there last time. Kids had never met anybody, so they don't have like any emotional ties to anything going on. But we got to the beach for Lake Erie. Excuse me, I'm apparently just trying to build up a big burp here. But we got out to the beach, and that's really when it set in, because it was like, this is the last time that I will travel to Ohio. And this is the last time that I will see Lake Erie. Like, you know, where we used to spend several summers.
You say that, but like, it doesn't have to be. You can always, like, I know it's not like the same, but like, there's a case to be made for like taking a vacation and like going up to Lake Erie for a nice reason. You know what I mean? Like that you don't have to like let it go.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just aside from the general drive, I'll probably wait until the kids are a little bit older and everybody can actually kind of swap legs and all that kind of shit. Who knows? Carrie left her phone here.
I heard about that. Yeah,
you saw that. That was great. Thankfully, we were busy enough. It didn't even matter. I feel like I really just didn't have my phone much. But yeah, that was lovely. We were barely 20 miles away when we found out. And she's like, nope, don't worry about it. Okay.
We're just going to go.
We're just going.
Did you know that the Great Lakes contain 95% of the United States supply of fresh water?
You know, I'm not surprised.
It's a lot of water. Which one is like entirely contained within the United States? Like 4 of them share water with Canada, and then one of them is like entirely within America, the United States.
I think I looked here. It's Huron.
Is it
Huron? Lake Huron. Yeah.
It's probably good that it's Huron. Could you imagine if Lake Superior was entirely? Is it Lake Superior?
Let's see.
Hold on.
No, it's got a little bit that touches Canada. Yeah, this is what the people are here for.
Which Great Lake is contained entirely in the U.S.?
Lake Michigan.
Which makes sense because it's the one that's named after an American state.
Right.
Yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense.
Lake Huron's like right there next to it, but then that just kind of touches all up on Niagara Falls too a little bit, or that's just on the other side of the lake. But
well, it is probably good that Lake Superior isn't entirely contained within America. That was going to be my concern.
Don't let Trump find out.
No, he'll try and switch them.
Yeah,
for some reason. Anyway, should we go to the mailbag?
Absolutely.
Mail time. I always say mailbag. It's called mail time after the Blues Clues.
Mail time.
Mail time. And then we'll play the song and it'll sound like what we just did.
Mail time.
Yes, I hate you. Actually, we don't have a lot of stuff today, which is fine, I guess.
Yes.
We do have 2 emails from Danny, not Annie. It's Danny, and they are very different in tone. The first one, Danny says, "Greetings, Foo-Fighters. This is an extra email to let you know I'm halfway there with 50 Shades of Sugar Gay. Picture for proof is attached. Once I finish writing, I'll do the gray colors and cover. This will be the next great book of the century." And it is literally just Sugar Ray, more like Sugar Gay, written over and over. So I'm looking forward to the final version of this with great interest.
Absolutely.
They continue with a different email. "Hey there, sleepy pals. Gonna be more serious with this one. Sleep. To me, it's the patient noticing his loved ones look like they haven't slept in a while. He knows that he's not leaving the hospital anytime soon, so he tells them to kiss him goodbye and get some sleep. I think this because I've had sleepless nights because of worrying about a cancer-stricken loved one. It changes the way you see life. Witnessing someone slowly lose their life to cancer alters your mind in a strange way. After my experiences, I see life as something to enjoy even during the bullshit." That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's true. Have fun and party on. Love you both. Keep being yourself. Danny, not Annie. It's Danny.
No, I want to be somebody else, Danny. What do you think about that? Maybe I don't want to be myself.
Damn. It's cold-blooded. Really just shunning their very nice message there.
It's true.
Anyway, we have an email. We have a couple emails here. We have a messages here from the child, Flotus. They say, "Happy Pride, yay, gay people." Elliot, little bitch. They didn't write little bitch. I did a little bit of a editorialization there. Elliot, what a turn of events. Why are you agreeing with me? My main thing with shows lately is that the last 4 concerts I've been to, I've either gotten Barricade, and that's for Deltron 3030, Thursday, and Daisy Grenade, or been really close to the artist, 21 Pilots, because they played on the lawn at my show. So after having all of these intimate experiences with the artists and stuff, it's kind of hard to be in a seat. I have a seat for the next 3 concerts I'm going to, so we will see how that goes. I get it. Like, I've had very up close, intimate interactions with certain artists too. I'm just
sure.
Tired. Yeah. Anyways, time for my sleep thoughts. I'm going to be so honest. The song had to grow on me. My first couple of listens, I did not fuck with it, but don't fret. I enjoy this song now. It's so creative in its production, and it's such a fun listen. Yeah, it does have very, very creative production. I really like that about Sleep. Yay, don't think I would call Sleep shoegaze either. Yeah, no. I do think there is a lack of Sleep appreciation amongst MCR fans, and would love to see more love for her. Heart emoji here. And then here in all caps, bastard man Mikey Way with 3 heartbreak emojis. Adam and Lily, I love you. The sound effects from that kid picks. Not the right spelling, I know, or maybe it is IDK. It is not. It is KIDPIX is how you spell it. Again, very unfortunate name. Remind me of when Finn from Adventure Time uses his little vocoder thing, LOL. I think as a society, we are all overlooking Quentin Lovejoy so much because I'm going to cease this. I don't know that Quentin Lovejoy is a man.
Yeah.
I was doing some digging, and I've seen some things that make me think that Quentin Lovejoy may not be a cis man. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
They have covered entire albums, like at least 5 or something, but Minecraft. They did Fever, and it was really good. Yeah, they did. Quentin did. We discovered this after the fact. Did an entire album of Fever, You Can't Sweat Out, and Pretty Odd, which is crazy. So I'm trying to get in touch with Quentin, but it's very hard to find Quentin's contact.
Imagine if we found those before.
Right. Yeah, that would have been great. But I'm trying to get in touch with Quentin to get Quentin on the podcast, but I cannot find hide nor hair of this person. So we'll see how that goes. Also, OMG. And also, I should clarify here, I did finally listen to some of these songs. They're really fucking good. Like, they're actually legitimately very good, and then super creative, and it's just Quentin singing over like the instrumental track of the song, but it's like, yeah, it sounds great. So I can't remember what it was called, but I listened to the Northern Downpour, the Quentin Lovejoy version of Northern Downpour. It was really good. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
Also, OMG, my friends and I get to run our own radio show next year, and our show topic is female artists, and it's going to be so peak. I will be sending info to you too, but of course, I'm not going to invite the listeners to listen, because then I would be doxing myself. Don't dox people, Adam. That's from me.
Sorry.
That was for me. That was for you doxing your own daughter, and Denim. Anyways.
Well, and in a sad turn of events, is it sounds like that is no longer going to be a thing based off what we've learned earlier.
What, Denim?
Is that they are closing down? No. Well,
are they closing down her place of employment?
The radio thing for Lotus.
Oh, wait, did I miss something?
Yeah, they had sent something in the fake centers thing. I haven't 344. My time.
I haven't looked.
Yeah, radio director is retiring, and the school district is doing a big buyout. So something has killed the radio star, but in this instance, it was not the video.
Is the radio show did they say that the radio show was not happening in the video? Because
I think it was in the video.
Okay, I haven't watched the video.
I might have to double check.
Well,
that video goes places, as I state in that chat. So
if this email is out of date, I do apologize. And if that is not a thing, after this, and I'm very sorry. And that sucks. Also, P.S. Y'all should have had me on the teenagers episode as the resident teenage podcast child. Half joking here because I don't know how I would have made that work. I forgot my Discord password, email, username, and also, my mom, LOL.
Ma'am.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work. Realistically, having people on the podcast is super easy because of the program that we use. But I don't know that I'm going to be making a habit of having minors that are not related to one of us that we do not have charge over on our podcast. And Lotus, kid, I love you, but that's very likely not a good idea. Anyway. Also,
talk to us when you've grown up.
Yeah, talk to us when you become of age to do things for yourself. Also, y'all know about the bread, right? And I'm putting a picture up here. Mikey Way makes worst bread ever, asked to leave My Chemical Romance, and it is a picture of Mikey Way, who appears to be looking very forlorn at a slice or a loaf of bread that he posted on Instagram with the caption, "Some Italian bread compliments of yours. Truly, it looks disgusting." And Lotus adds, "Mikey, that is not bread. That is a rock. Why did you make a rock?" They then continue. Wait, I never yapped about Mama, did I? All caps. I fucking love that song. Transgender anthem. Yay. Whenever I hear that song, I do the little dance and kick Guard did. I'm never calling him that. Dance and kick Guard did when they wore the cheerleader outfit on their 2002 return tour, and then post a clip of it, which I will post a clip of in the YouTube version. And lastly, Lotus asks, also, Lily, how are you enjoying water parks? I'm going to save that for the sound system section. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. You can always get a hold of us at thediscopod@gmail.com. Send us a message on Instagram at Sad Kids Record Society. You can also comment on the various podcast applications of your choice and leave us a review. A 5-star review with some comments always helps us, and we will read those reviews on the podcast.
You look every now and then. I haven't seen anything in a while.
No, it's not been a while. I think Marissa's review was the last one we had on there, but it's all right. We'll get some soon. Anyway, shall we move on to the meat?
Get to that meat.
We got two songs to talk about today, so we got to hustle.
Yeah, very meaty.
Nathan quoted as saying emo is a pile of shit.
Oh shit, yes.
Why is that?
Well, emo as it is today, emo is basically a pair of jeans and a haircut.
Hey, Adam.
Hi.
Teenagers is a song by the American rock band My Chemical Romance from their third studio album, The Black Parade. An anthemic song, which has been described as punk rock, glam rock, southern rock, and emo. Teenagers was inspired by frontman Guard's fear of teenagers, with lyrics addressing apprehension towards teenagers and teenage gun crime. The song was written by band members Bob Breyer, Frank Hierro, Ray Toro, Gerard Way, and Mikey Way, and was produced by the group alongside Rob Cavallo. Track was released as the album's fourth and final single on July 9th, 2007. It has charted multiple countries, which we'll talk about later. We'll also talk about the accompanying music video later, directed by frequent collaborator Mark Webb, and we will talk about that in a little bit.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Frontman Gerard Way expressed an interest to create an album which explored life and death but contained his real fears buried under layers of pomp and circumstance. Teenagers was conceived as part of these early sessions. Guard explained in an interview with Take 40 Australia that the song was primarily written while he was riding the New York City subway as he found himself scared of high schoolers in a train car and began to wonder if he was out of touch with the youth. No, it is the youth who is wrong. It is the children who are wrong. Following The completion of the Black Parade, My Chemical Romance biographer Tom Bryant noted how certain executives at Warner Records wished for Teenagers to be released as the album's first single. Was ultimately rejected in favor of Welcome to the Black Parade. That was probably a good idea. The song was first announced as the 11th song on the album on September 13th, 2006, and was released alongside their album October 23rd, 2006. Was subsequently released to American alternative radio stations on May 15th, 2007, and was officially released as the album's fourth single on July 9th, 2007. The song was later included on the 2008 live album and DVD The Black Parade is Dead, which features the final show performed on the Black Parade tour. It was also included on May Death Never Stop You, the band's 2014 Greatest Hits album, and on the Black Parade Living with Ghosts, the 10th anniversary reissue of the Black Parade. My Chemical Romance has included Teenagers on their set list of their various live performances, including that of their reunion tour, and the track has been covered by various recording artists. Teenagers has also been widely used on the app TikTok, particularly in July 2002, as both a protest song against the overturning of Roe v. Wade and as part of a social media trend.
Nice.
I don't know that I ever saw Teenagers on TikTok. Well, I see Teenagers on TikTok, unfortunately, but
yeah,
the song Teenagers. Teenagers, we said it's anthemic song. The song begins with a simple guitar riff consisting of a hammer-on notes and palm muting. A vibra-slap, fuck yeah, vibra-slap is in that song, can also be heard prior to each chorus. During the song's bridge, a funky, quote, guitar solo described by Sam Roche of Guitar World as being sing-along is played. Both David Frick at Rolling Stone and Christopher R. Wingarden of the New York Times stylistically compared Teenagers to songs by T-Rex, and Enemy and Bryant compared them to songs by Status Quo. Wingarden noted how Teenagers seemed influenced by the Slade song Mama, We're All Crazy Now, while Enemy also compared the track to those by Roxy Music. Lyrically, Teenagers was inspired by Gerard Way's Fear of Teenagers. It is distinctive from the rest of the Black Parade in that it does not directly follow the album's overarching narrative about the death of the patient. Way instead described the song as a commentary on kids being viewed as meat by the government and by society. April Prince of AP noted how the song was both a rallying cry for teenagers against the prejudice placed on them by adults, and a commentary on how adults like Way could adopt those prejudices. That's fair. Josiah Gogarty of GQ also perceived Teenagers as a self-referential look at the band's own teenage fan base. The song lyrics also address teenage violence and gun crime. Andy Greenwald of Spin interpreted the track as Way taking the role of a military recruiter drafting teenagers, while Sia Michael of the New York Times observed how it blamed teenage violence on adults. In an interview with Enemy, Way brought up the Smiths song The Headmaster Ritual, which Weingarten called a direct lyrical influence on teenagers due to their similar lyrical depictions of violence in schools. He also acknowledged the severity of gun crime among teenagers in the United States and explained how the track almost didn't fit on the record, but it's a topic that is so important to our culture.
Yeah, so on that last little bit there, I mean, I even Googled September 13th, 2006, just to see if it just so happened to be a Friday the 13th. It was not. It was a Wednesday, but apparently it's known for one of the largest, at least in 2006, largest school shootings in Canada.
Oh, interesting. Did not know that. They don't have those very often. Imagine that. So yeah. It's a big deal when it does happen. We've got some critical. I also do want to point out that the whole like prejudice placed on teenagers by adults thing. I think that's valid. I think that's real.
Yeah.
I feel like me being me. Like I feel like I'm more supportive of like the teens and the youth than most adults tend to be.
Sure,
but I've got my biases. I've got my preconceived notions and my prejudices, just like everybody. Absolutely. Does.
I mean, I've got faith in my kids. That doesn't mean I have faith in all kids.
Do you have faith in your... There's one kid maybe that you should perhaps not have as much faith in as the others.
Yeah, no.
Perhaps.
Maybe a little bit of guiding blind faith.
Yeah. Just a hope that things are going to be all right, man.
Right.
That's all you got. That's all you got to do. I got to put my little bear back on here. It's been a while since the bear's been on a screen.
It's been a while.
Can't even see it. Never mind. Teenagers received positive reviews from music critics who praised its sound and wit. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic called it the best and simplest song by the band. Frick highlighted the energy of the song's chorus and wrote how it would have been the best song to close the album with. I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree with that.
In a review of the single for BBC, Fraser McAlpine gave it a 5-star review, noting its upbeat sound juxtaposed. I didn't have to bring that up. That was in the article. Against its themes of teen angst. Ren Graves of Consequence praised Teenagers for its mocking humor in a retrospective review of the album, while Entertainment Weekly's Clark Collis lauded its theatricality. Ro Reynolds of the band Enter Shikari. Fun fact, I almost picked Enter Shikari song for today's sound system, but I didn't, so that would have been fun. Called the song his favorite by the band due to its catchiness and lyrical content. However, Sean Howe of the Village Voice criticized the line, "If you're troubled and hurt, what you got under your shirt will make them pay for the things that they did for being too trenchcoat mafia for comfort." Okay, dude. The track has performed generally well in rankings of songs on the Black Parade with both Robert Christgau and Theon Weber of Stylus in identifying Teenagers as a standout on the album. American songwriters Lauren Boisvert called the song the third best song on the Black Parade, noting how it resonated with her both as an adult and as a teenager. Ariana Backel of Entertainment Weekly placed Teenagers fourth, writing of its confident, captivating swagger. Tom Shepard of Kerrang ranked the song at 7th, recognized it as a black sheep on the album, yet praising its themes and chorus. However, AP's Mackenzie Templeton called Teenagers the album's third worst song, writing that it didn't age as gracefully as the other tracks on the album. Teenagers has also been featured in rankings of My Chemical Romance's discography as a whole. The staff of Billboard included their track in the list of the band's 15 best songs, highlighting how many fans, being teenagers during the band's peak of popularity, began to fear Teenagers themselves, thus causing the song to slap even harder. Similarly, Louder's Marianne Eloise placed Teenagers in her list of the 20 greatest songs by the band due to its relatability. Margaret Farrell of Stereogum ranked it as My Chemical Romance's 4th best song, calling it disturbingly fun anthem for an exploited youth. While the staff of Spin included Teenagers in their list of their 10 best songs, noting how it served as a good break within the otherwise dramatic album. Roche specifically lauded the track as being one of My Chemical Romance's 6 greatest guitar moments, highlighting the simplicity of its guitar riff and solo, and praised the track's infectiously interactive nature. A Rolling Stone list of the band's best songs of a Rolling Stones list of the best songs of 2007 placed Teenagers at number 25, calling it the band's catchiest and most fun songs. We'll go down here and do some charts, shall we?
Chart it.
Lots of charts on this one. Australia's Aria peaked at 16. The 03 Austria top 40 peaked at 50. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
The top 40 it peaked at 50. Anything weird about that one? No. Canada's Billboard Hot 100 peaked at 53. And then Canada's Billboard Rock Charts peaked 21. The CNS IFP for Czech Republic Airplay peaked at 21. The Billboard Euro Digital Tracks
21.
peaked at 13. No, we don't quote Drake songs here. The GFK in Germany peaked at 74. The Irma in Ireland peaked at 7. The Recorded Music NZ in New Zealand peaked at 6. The Scotland singles OCC, not yet, peaked at 6. And the UK singles OCC,
you know me,
peaked at 9. The Music Week UK Airplay peaked at 14. The UK singles downloads OCC peaked at number 9. I think I said that already. Whatever. The US Billboard Hot 100
they're
peaked
there
at
twice.
No,
it's UK singles and UK singles download.
No, it's UK singles, UK Airplay, UK singles download. That's the problem. Okay. UK singles download OCC.
There you go.
14. The Billboard US Hot 100 67. US Pop Air. 67. The US Pop Airplay for Billboard is 23. And the Venezuela Pop Rock from Record Report was 15.
Hell yeah.
That was in the 07-08. At the end of the year in 2007, This is for the year-end charts in 07. The Aria in Australia, it was at 65. The recorded music NZ in New Zealand, it was at 35. And the UK singles OCC, you know, right, was 87. And then in 2019, it reached number 16 on the US Hot Rock and Alternative Songs for Billboard.
Interesting. What the hell happened in 2019?
What did happen in 2019? Because it wasn't
COVID didn't happen yet. We've already been 1 year into, the presidency.
Yeah, and it was after the re-release, so I don't know.
Weird.
It's something. Sometimes things just happen. For certifications, it was certified in a lot of places. It was certified platinum in Austria, the IFPI Austria, for 30,000 units sold. Canada's Music Canada is 6 times platinum at 480,000 units sold. IFPI Denmark certified gold, 45,000. Italy's FIMI also certified gold with 50,000. The New Zealand RMNZ triple platinum at 90,000. The Pro Musicae in Spain is gold with 30,000. The United Kingdom BPI triple platinum with 1.8 million units sold. And in the United States, the RIAA, the RIAA, 6 times platinum with 6 million units sold.
It's almost like you can just swing that into your mouth at this point.
I could just
boom it.
It's like I just kissed the microphone. Anyway, yeah. Want to read the credits? Shall we?
Yeah.
Released, like we said, July 9th, 2007. Producers, My Chemical Romance and Rob Cavallo. We've got the writers, Gerard Way. The writers are Guard, Bastard Man, Mikey Way, Frankie Arrow, Ray Toro, and Bob Breyer, which, in case you weren't aware, is My Chemical Romance.
Weird.
Mastered at Sterling Sound, Mix at Resonate Music, percussion, Bob Breyer, drums, Bob Breyer, label Reprise Records, background vocals, Frankie Arrow and Ray Toro. Rhythm guitar, Frankie Arrow. Bass guitar, Bastard Man. Lead vocals, Guard. We've got a 2019 mashup, 200 songs for the last 20 years by Yami No Bahamut that samples it. We've got middle school pop punk mashup by Dr. Bricks. We've got Waving My Sheath in the Wind by Forlung.
I don't like that at all.
And Mad Rat Teen by Chongo.
Fucking Chongo. Cocaine.
Yeah, Teenagers Interpolation. Does that mean that teenagers interpolated cocaine by Eric Clapton? Is that what that means? Hold on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Holy fuck. I can't fucking do that. I gotta fucking...
No, I'd have to...
No, I'm saying because I was looking at the YouTube video on the Genius page, and then for that song, and then I realized that I don't have my fucking ad blocker on Chrome, so I have to go in. I just got the loudest fucking ad of some
thank you.
Shit. Let me see here. Cocaine, Eric Clapton. Let's hear.
She don't lie. She don't lie. Cocaine.
I can kind of hear that in there with the da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Yeah. Okay, go off. We've also got songs that interpolate teenagers. Pillagers by Quentin Lovejoy. We've got covers here by Skyrocket, by Midnight String Quartet, by Halocene featuring Lalia, by Fox Chase, by Macy Gray did a cover of Teenagers apparently.
Hell yeah.
By Save Face by Patty Walters, by Against the Current, which the Against the Current cover is the Rock Sound cover, by the Vitamin String Quartet, and by Skatoon Network.
Nice.
Hell yeah. We've also got some remixes. Teenagers, Osno 1, Sad Prom Will Never End remix by Laura Less. And When I Was 16, I Was Ruthless by Laura Less. Were remixes there. We've also got Teenagers in Spanish and Portuguese.
Fuck yeah. Apparently Lauren Lush just really likes this, but I'm going to have to check out that Macy Gray cover. God damn.
Yeah, same.
All right, these tags.
Yeah.
They go as, rock, alternative, glam punk, concept album, rock and roll, USA, in English, punk rock, soundtrack, emo pop, hard rock, glam rock, emo, alternative rock, and pop punk.
I see. As we read earlier too, Wikipedia has the genres listed as punk rock, glam rock, southern rock, and emo. So
is Teenagers on a soundtrack somewhere, or does it just sound like it should be?
It sounds like it should be. I don't know that it's been used on anything specific.
It says like Jennifer's body written all over it or some shit.
There is
2008 martial arts film called Never Back Down.
I see. Okay. Well then.
All right.
Most of the comments in the Genius are them arguing about whether or not the song's about gun violence because of that one line.
As one does.
Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily about, I think it's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about it. We know what it's about. Anyway. The comments today do not send goosebumps back my spine and the emotions. Fuck, they're ugly.
Yeah, right. No, they do not.
Anyway.
Teenagers was on the Saints Row 2 soundtrack. All right. I guess I forgot that. And it's in Rock Band, of course. Rock Band 3 is DLC.
Uh-huh.
Several Guitar Heroes, but all right. Yeah. Nice.
Adam.
I interrupted you. Yeah.
You did. What else is new? I was talking because I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, son.
I like this song. I like this song quite a bit. I mean, it came out when we were teenagers, right? It gives real kind of fuck damn level of generic teenage rage. This isn't, this isn't Baby's first rebellion, as we've discussed in the previous iteration of the podcast. Like, I don't think this is this isn't naturally inciting you to do anything. It just kind of talks about the general experience of being a teenager.
Yeah.
And like the feeling that you have and that everything's against you and yada, yada, yada. Like, but I think it does the message well. And of course, like you can see the school gun violence and stuff like that just kind of in the lyrics. I mean, when I was listening to this the other day, I kind of had like a different interpretation on that line, but I mean, it's a good song. It's a bop. Like it's hard to say that Teenagers isn't a bop. I mean, it's got a lot fucking going on. It's fun. I mean, it's one of those that anymore these days I'd be fine to not have to listen to Teenagers again. And it's not just because like I'm fucking annoyed by Teenagers, but like Teenagers have been in our life for like 19 fucking years. And it does not have that lasting power to me. But I mean, I get why it's still here because it's a pretty age-based song. And guess what? Somehow people one way or another inevitably are still becoming teenagers.
Age-based, more like rage-based.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Do that now. I can just like shove my microphone and make do a little bit.
Bitch, get out of here.
Get out of here. I gotta do a fucking straight edge X over my chest, bro.
Well, how you feel about it, huh?
I think that I'm gonna upset some people this episode, I think. Because I'm not the hugest fan of this song. And this isn't like a new thing. I was always like not that it's not a good song. Like I like the song. Don't get me wrong. I think like it's always been like for me, like a 50-50 if I'm going to skip it or not, if it comes up.
Right. Yeah.
I think, and like we're listening to an album where for now 10 songs has been doing this shocking, like surprising, like creative, like very like playful, energizing, like really strong, like music that we're listening to that's just like subject matter that's like I'm crying, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, and it's like sending me for a loop. And there's a song in here now. I think that teenagers, especially when comparing it to the other songs on this album, is kind of a boring song. Which
it
seems
doesn't do anything interesting.
Yeah, which seems like kind of crazy to say, right? Because like I don't think it's like a bad song. I think like the guitars and like the kind of like the country-ish influence, like the rockabilly influence to it is fun. I do like Ray. I like the solo. I do like Ray's solo. Towards the back half. I do like some of the stuff towards the end where they bring in like that quiet, where like the stomp clap part, when it's like kind of call and response a little bit. I like that. Right. I think just like, I don't know. It's a fine song. It's just like, especially on this album, it feels incredibly out of place, and it feels very boring comparatively. Like, yeah. Out of the main like 13 songs, like I'm not thinking about Blood right now because Blood's kind of its own thing, but like out of the 13 tracks on this album, it's just kind of the most bland for me. Yeah. I mean, it's just really bland. It's just super bland. Yeah. And I just like, and I appreciate, like, I'm coming at this from the perspective of somebody who, like, this album was contemporary when I was starting high school. So this is coming from the perspective of somebody who was like in the trenches with this shit when it was contemporary, when it was out. You too, like you were in high school already, but like same thing with you. Like you were there when this was like a thing, and when this was becoming iconic like it was. It was like, I don't know that it's it's saying anything particularly interesting either. No. About like misplaced youth or anything like that. It just feels very like, I don't know that hollow is what I would say, but it does feel like, again,
old people don't like me. I didn't know that already.
Right. And it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like a very like, again, it's like Gerard trying to examine this like picture of how he views teens and whether he's out of touch with the youth. But it does kind of seem to me, from my eyes, thinking about it back then and right now, it does kind of seem like to me a song written by somebody who is now kind of out of touch with the youth.
Yeah.
Trying, like, it feels very much like Hello Fellow Kids, the song. I think that's the word that I'm trying to get to. It's like Hello Fellow Kids. Yeah. Like that's what it feels like to me. Like it's a fine song, but it's just like not thrilling to me in a way that I think this album has been thrilling to me up to this point. Right.
Like, imagine if this was the first single. That'd be fucking weird.
I don't know that I would have been happy about that, because it's just like, what the fuck am I listening to? It doesn't sound like, and again, I'm all for bands like trying different things. Obviously, like Pretty Odd was like so different compared to Fever, and we've talked about that. Right. But it's just like, if this was the first single, I'd be a little iffy, but then I'd be kind of like excited to see like, okay, well, what else are they going to do? And it's not indicative of this album at all. And I can see why like a record exec would be like, "Ooh, this is the song." But like, there's a reason why Black Parade
fans.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why Black Parade was the lead single, as it should have been. You know what I mean? Like that's the fucking exciting shit that tells you My Chemical Romance is fucking back in a big way. Like that's the important shit.
Right.
So I apologize if you were like a huge lover of the song Teenagers. I had to phrase that very specifically, because if you say it any other particular way, it sounds really bad. I do apologize if you were a lover of the song Teenagers by My Chemical Romance, released in 2006. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. It's like I said, it's a fine song. I don't dislike it. I don't think it's a bad song. I just think it's like, for what we've been listening to, it's just very basic and kind of like, okay, ho-hum.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to say that this song's like a bop, because compared to everything else that we've been listening to, you don't get like bop from it. You know, we haven't got bop since like the beginning of this album where things are intentionally that. And this kind of comes back and does that again while still being completely like rote a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's fine. I'm just like, and again, it's like, and I like I said, it's 50-50 when I skip it, when I don't skip it, because I do like listening to it. It's like, it's fine to listen to. It's pleasing to listen to. Like I said, I like the solo and some of the stuff that the song does throughout, but it's like, I don't skip this song for the same reasons I skipped Cancer. You know what I mean?
Sure. Like, at this point, like it's been with us for so long that Teenagers kind of gives like Chili's vibes almost. I mean, I
don't even know that I'd say Chili's. Well, maybe so. I don't know that I'd call it Chili's vibes, but I do think it's like, I don't know. I kind of just didn't fuck with it like even back then. Yeah. So especially now it's just like, okay, well, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So we get to the lyrics if we shall. Where again, you're getting the beginning of the song and it's very different from what you're expecting. It's like this like heavy, like the dun, 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 and it's very, like I said, like rockabilly, very like country, a little bit like what's going on here. And it starts with the first verse. They're going to clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you, because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on you, son, so they can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they're going to give you a smirk because they've got methods of keeping you clean. They're going to rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds, another cog in the murder machine. And he still is very playful with his voice. Because when he has it, because he's like, they're gonna clean up your, because he's like singing a little bit like more subdued for this first part, and he goes in, another cock in the murder machine, and then it goes into the chorus. So he's still like, doing his thing here.
He's still doing some fun stuff. It's just not like an exploration type thing at this point. It's just kind of like, this song kind of needs me to do this. And it's not like bad, right? Like it's just kind of, we're going through the moments of a rock song.
Yeah. Because it does have a more standard build compared to some of the other songs too, where it's just like he starts quietly and then the second half he gets louder because the drugs never work, and that's when the drums come in and stuff like that, and then he gets the loudest when he gets to the end of the verse, and then it goes into the chorus, and the chorus is also very like fairly standard, I would say.
Right.
But the first verse is very much like the standard, like, yeah, these adults, they're gonna do all this shit, and it's just like, they're gonna make you dress the way they want, and they're gonna kind of tell you all the lies that they can tell you to like make you act a certain way and act the way they want to, but secretly they're scared of you, and they're scared of your power, and they're scared of what you can do, so they watch you like a hawk, and then medicating the kids and all this other stuff, and that's like a whole other fucking problem where it's just like the drugs don't work, but they're like using it to placate you essentially and keep you like docile, to make you another cog in the murder machine, to like put you into the world as like another, you know, another brick in the wall, if we can use a Pink Floyd reference here.
Hey.
So yeah,
there's not really much analyzing that you can do here. I mean, it's just all the lies in the books. I mean, could literally be any book. It could be the Bible. It could be the proverbial book that your parents have as their mental checklist of what you should be and what you should be doing, and so on and so forth. I mean, there's so many ways that could go. It's just, this does very much scream America in any decade since like the 1970s, pretty much. And teenagers, not even just like decades, but like teenagers of said decades since the 1970s.
Yeah. This isn't a misheard lyric so much as it's like a misheard context. Whenever the first like time I ever heard this song, and for a really long time, I thought the line was like one sentence, indicating that the drugs that you took were going to give you a smirk, not that the drugs never work and your parents, the adults, are going to smirk at you because they know how to keep you placated. Like it took me a while to see that flipped around in my head.
I think it's probably a read that most of us would have had for sure.
Yeah. So we get to the chorus now, And this is what they said. Oh, and again, it's like you can bop your head to it, but it's just, again, it is very much like a rock progression, where he says, they said all teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Nothing too fancy about this. It is very much like Teenage Angst, the musical, a little bit, where it's just kind of like, yeah. And again, that's why I said, like, it does seem like somebody who is out of touch with the youth writing a song about, like, the youth, right? Where it's like, yeah, what do teens do? They want to beat up people, and they want to, like, put on the black clothes and dress like this, and like put up the like and like do all the things, and it, you know,
this very much reads as like somebody's aunt going to Christmas shop for them the first time at Hot Topic.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like they like.
Why do they want these clothes?
They want the AFI T-shirt with the thumb holes, don't they? Like, is that right? Yeah. And again, I think that's also here too, because the chorus does start with "they said," where this is also like going into the stereotype, where this is also like the adults who are doing all this crazy stuff to like keep the kids placated because they're scared of them, are doing all these things. Or that's why they're thinking. It's like they don't care. They just want to kick the shit out of people and fucking party and fucking all this other stuff. So it is redeclaration of the themes presented in the first verse.
Right.
So we get to verse 2. The boys and girls. So we're getting into bullying now and the people at school at this point. Yes. The boys and girls in the clique, the awful names that they stick. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. But if you're troubled and hurt, what you got under your shirt will make them pay for the things that they did. And I think this is where people like get this idea that it's about gun violence.
Right.
And I don't know what your take is on that, but I don't think it's about that so much, because if we're looking at this song for what it is the thinking of the adults that, oh yeah, all these like outcast kids are going to do a school shooting if we don't keep them in line. So we got to make sure that we're keeping them in line with all the ways, like, and it's talking about like all the bullies that like keep them out of the friend circles, and these kinds of kids getting revenge on those people by doing a shoot 'em up,
Yeah. I mean, it could also just be bruises, like general bruises by being abused by your parents, which inevitably kids are going to do. The kid thing, they're not going to go beat the shit out of dad. They're going to go to school and beat the shit out of the kid that just looks at them funny, that has glasses, that doesn't fit into the aforementioned clique. I mean, popular kids, I don't want to jump on a soapbox here, but like popular kids do still get abused by their parents. And then the popular kids still lash out. And sometimes that's what builds their popularity, because they build a badass name. Like,
well, I think like the thing of it is, like, I think objectively speaking, a lot of like bullies get bullied elsewhere.
Right.
And that's why they take out their frustrations on, more passive kids that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so, so there's that. I don't know if I would say, like, you're saying that like the bruises they have under their shirt is going to be revenge for the things that the bullies did, because I don't know if I follow you there.
I don't necessarily like write it with that, but like that the abuse is the inciting thing that makes the kid the bully, and then just kind of like takes it out on everybody else around him.
Sure. The only reason why I see that is because like it's talking about the popular kids who are doing the bullying.
Right.
It's like the boys and girls in the clique, the awful names. It's like, you're never going to fit in much, kid. But if you're troubled and hurt, like you're talking to the person who is not popular. So I think that's where I get that interpretation from.
Yeah.
And then I think the gun thing, we'll talk about the video a little bit more in depth. There's a part where when they do this part, the cheerleaders in the music video pull out these like nightsticks from their like skirts, and fire them at the crowd like their guns. And I think that was kind of like an indication, like that's what we're talking about here.
That's what this is. Yeah.
Yeah. We get into the chorus again. And at the end of the chorus, he goes, but not me. Oh, yeah. And you get this like, again, and I'll say it, this really, again, can we get an applause for Ray fucking Toro, please?
It's
because
good.
even with this like kind of like basic interpretation, like you get this kind of really sick like rockabilly solo from Ray Toro here. And I do really, really like this part of the song. And it ends like it builds and builds, and then it kind of cuts out to the bridge, which the bridge is just the chorus again, but instead of like with all the instrumentation, it's just like cowbell, and again the vibra slap is like the is in there. I love it. My best friend. That's a reference that somebody might get. But you get there's the vibra slap in there going into it, and then it's just like the cowbell. And like the kick, like the little kick drums coming in, and I always feel like I can't talk when that's happening. Like I feel like I'm in.
It's also just like a looming presence right here for a second.
Yeah. But it's just like when you lean back and like she gives you a kiss and stuff, and like, which is whatever, cute, gay, fucking whatever. But gay. But during Pride Month, can you believe it?
Chad is kissing your wife gay.
Chad is loving your wife gay. Depends on the type of person you are. For me, absolutely. For you, not so much. But whatever. But I just feel like in that moment, it's just like, I feel like I'm intruding, even though she's the one that's walking in on what we're doing. So I just kind of never
invited her.
What the fuck? This is the whatever. This is the podcast. I was going to say something like very strange, and I'm just not going to say.
When the fuck did we get ice cream? I was gonna say, what does she think this is? This is the She-Man. This is the He-Man Woman Haters Club, and I was like, actually, no, scratch that. That's not accurate. Right.
That's what I was gonna say. Anyway, but you get to the bridge, and it's like the cowbell and just like the kick and everything, just coming in, and it's just singing with like the clapping and like the crowd noise and stuff like that, singing the chorus back to them. And at the end of this chorus, he goes, "All together now," and all the instruments come back in. Good. I do love a good all together now. That was pretty nice. And
it's like the drop. It's just that pure drop, and then he just comes back.
Leave you alone, but not me. All together now. And like as he's saying now, like it's like the drums go doo doo ba da da da. So it's pretty cool. I'll give this like little stretch of the song credit.
Bridge through final chorus, good. It's like all the things that they have learned coming into play.
Fucking bathroom doors open.
Oh.
Don't fuck shit up again.
We've got a cat that has something out for toilet paper.
Shit. You heard it. So after the all together now, after everything comes back in, you get the chorus. It's basically just the chorus again. They sing the chorus twice. And at the end of it, Mel B, they'll leave you alone, but not me. It's like a little like flourish on the guitar at the end to kind of wrap the song up, and that's kind of the song. And that's the song.
Yeah, I think it comes together like real well in the end. But then at that point, like it's done trying to preach to you new stuff or like give you new ideas. It's just like, let's ruminate on the things that we've said in the chorus and all that. And we'll just introduce an instrument and then another instrument. Oh shit, here's another instrument, and then just kind of like build up a little bit, and then
and again, like I think the not to use a Family Guy reference, but I think the song kind of insists upon itself a little bit. But it does make up for like just like in the instrumentation and stuff towards the end, like they get into that kind of like creative stuff. But again, I just think like overall the presentation of it and the lyrics and stuff are just very like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
But there is a music video. Yeah. And the music video is pretty neat. An accompanying music video for teenagers directed by frequent collaborator Mark Webb was released on May 30th, 2007. The video depicts the band performing the song inside a high school gymnasium to a group of teenage fans while cheerleaders with gas masks and batons dance. The group of fans pump their fists in the air in unison before a riot ensues and the band members are attacked without any regard for their safety. That's in quotes. The video ends with a message supporting National Save, a youth violence prevention organization, which I think honestly may be where a lot of people got that it was about gun violence from, but I think that was just like a general message about like
youth violence.
Violence. The music video pays homage to Pink Floyd's film The Wall, while both containing a similar scene of teenagers breaking through a padlocked door. It was nominated for Best Video at the 2008 NME Awards, losing to Teddy Picker by Arctic Monkeys. I don't think I've ever seen the music video for Teddy Picker, but I like that song.
No.
Aaliyah Chaudhry of Kerrang ranked the music video for teenagers the 6th best by the band, praising its over-the-top yet captivating nature. Yeah, I mean, I will say there's not a lot to talk about with it, but it is a very fun music video because it starts off with them playing in this empty gym and these cheerleaders come out. And then as they're hitting like the as like the drum beats are hitting at the beginning, the door that is padlocked is like shaking. And again, it's like that homage, right, to The Wall, but as it hits the chorus, the lock breaks and these kids rush in and start like partying. And then what I love about it is during the next verse, they're just sitting completely still. And then the chorus comes back in and that's when they start like fist pumping.
Like, I love the audio because even the beginning gives like very sound check vibes to it. Like, it's not full power yet. You still get a little bit of like the microphone input coming in. It just has like a little bit of static to it. And then it's not really until they get through that chorus that it just like pumps up. And then it's that moment that you talked about, like where everybody bursts in. Like, but it like in the beginning, it almost gives like talent show warm up kind of feel
a little bit.
And then it's like, oh no, it's just My Chemical Romance performing.
Yeah, I do love when like music video, like I like that music videos can kind of play with the sound mixing in that way to make like like invoke a feeling, which I think is really fun. And they do use that to pretty good effect in this as well. But at that point, like the cheerleaders put their gas mask on and they start like using the batons, like police riot batons, as like mimicking the gunfire and stuff. And then as the song kind of starts ending, the kids all rush the stage and like they start attacking the band members and like stealing guitars and like breaking shit and what have you. And by the end, they're all like playing guitars, or like one of the kids is on the drums and fucking around and kicking shit. And the video ends with like with Guard on the ground like screaming because he's being swarmed by all these kids, and it's really funny. Also, like this is also the return of Black Hair Guard, because they had Black Hair Guard in I Don't Love You. They also have Black Hair Guard in Teenagers, but they have Blonde Hair Guard in Black Parade and Final fucking Famous Last Words, not Final Last Words, Famous Last Words. So yeah. Well,
the interesting thing about a few of these gas masks even is like they look like they could serve as muzzles as well. Like they're not form feature hugging. They kind of have like a little snout on them a little bit that you would think would just, hey, the kids are talking, shut them up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. That is Teenagers. Do you have any? I think I said everything like extra that I needed to say about it at the beginning. But do you have any like final thoughts you need to say about Teenagers before we move on to Disenchanted?
Nope. It's a song. It's out. It's pretty all right, but you know, it's not gonna suck anybody's dick.
Well, I'm hoping that Teenager's not sucking anybody's dick.
It's true. That's true.
We'll see you right back here for Disenchanted. I'm not going to start this one with the way that I normally start them and just dive right into it. I was just surprised that Disenchanted had its own Wikipedia page.
I was too.
I wasn't prepared for that. So I'll read it. It's an emo power ballad that is almost 5 minutes long and centered around the album's central figure, the patient, as he nears the end of his life and reflects on his past. It was among the first songs to be written for the album, and an earlier version of the song titled Shut Up and Play was performed throughout the band's tour for 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. The song was almost cut from the Black Parade, but Bastard Man Mikey Way. That's right. I'm supposed to do something for Jazz's Molasses. So I apologize. I'll do that. I'll do that going forward. Bastard Man Mikey Way advocated for its inclusion in the final album. The song has been met with mixed responses from critics, with some viewing it as well-written, and others considering the song to be forgettable. Following the Black Parade World Tour, the band didn't play Disenchanted for over 17 years before playing it at the When We Were Young festival in 2004. In a 2011 interview, they labeled Disenchanted as their least favorite song to play live. Wow. So Revenge Part 2, we've talked about this. Among the demos they wrote for Revenge Part 2, which is what Black Parade was called initially, there was an early version of Disenchanted, originally titled Shut Up and Play. The song was worked on as the tour continued, being played during sound checks for their concert. In early 2006, they went to SIR Studios in New York to begin writing the Black Parade. During this time, the band worked through their bus demos and began finishing work on them. Disenchanted, in particular, would receive a complete lyrical overhaul for the next few months. The song was almost cut from the track list of the Black Parade, but bassist Mikey Way, Bastard Man, advocated for its inclusion on the final record. The song, alongside the rest of the album, was produced by Rob Cavallo and collectively written by all members of the band. Let's see. Yeah, it's just some background stuff. Disenchanted is an emo power ballad that is 4 minutes and 55 seconds long. I didn't realize it was that fucking long.
No, I forgot until earlier when I went to listen to it.
The song starts with an acoustic guitar, an instrument that the band hadn't dominantly used in any prior songs. Towards the end of the song, as the main instruments of the song, including additional guitars and drums, fade away, the acoustic medley returns as the song concludes. Andrew Blackie of Pop Matters described Disenchanted as anthemic and compared it to songs present on Jimmy Eat World's album Bleed American. Christopher R. Weingarten and Eliza Oftig of the New York Times likened it to Supersonic by Oasis and Chemical World by Blur. Lyrically, it revolves around the patient as he reflects upon his life as he nears his death. The predominant theme of the song is nostalgia, with the patient noting that while his life started off all right, it would amount to nothing more than a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. Eli Ennis of Pace described the song as suspiciously uplifting in style despite its emotional tone. Reactions toward Disenchanted have been mixed, with some believing it to be a memorable, well-written power ballad, and others believing it to be forgettable. Sorry, my screen is doing a weird thing. In a 2023 Reader's Poll for AP, Disenchanted was voted as the third best song by My Chemical Romance. Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The magazine's Alessandra Shade described the song as overlooked in comparison to other ballads from the Black Parade, though still stood out from the rest of the album. She said that the tone of the songs and lyrics were some that the band had written. Hold on. She said that the tone of the song's lyrics were some that the band had written. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Describing it as a truly masterful power ballad that ruminates on the futility of life. In 2024, another Reader's Poll from the same magazine ranked the song as the second best. Whoa, Jesus Christ. The second best from the Black Parade. Wow, behind Sleep. Ennis wrote the song's lyrics were some of the most tragic subject matters on the Black Parade, serving as a gut-punching reminder of our inescapable morality. That sounds like it should be mortality. I think the people who edited this Wikipedia page are not doing a great job. As well as a right hook to the Rockstar Facade. He described the song as of My Chemical Romance's. He described the song as My Chemical Romance's most poignant artistic statements, as one of My Chemical Romance's most poignant artistic statements. Louder's Mariana Eloise described the song as queen-like, and said a queen-like effort, and said that the band wrote ballads like nobody else. Ariana Backley of Entertainment Weekly felt that the song wasn't worth writing home about on its own, but viewed it as a nice calm before the storm song as the final track of the album before Famous Last Words, as well as a break from the rest of the album's energetic songs. Writing in a retrospective ranking of My Chemical Romance discography for Loudwire, Cassie Witt described Disenchanted as one of the worst songs created by the band. In a play on the song's title, Witt felt the song delivered a disenchanted message to anyone trying to make the band anything other than what they wanted to be during the band's rise in popularity. Another editor for Alternative Press, Mackenzie Templeton, felt that while the song's lyrics and their delivery were able to pull the listeners in, it was not as unique as other songs from the Black Parade. In a retrospective ranking of the band's discography, Eloise ranked Disenchanted as the band's 14th best song, and Chloe Spinks of Gigwise ranked it at 38th. All over the place with this one.
Really? Yes. Yeah.
Holy cow. Wow. I guess people really did not. You either really, really like Disenchanted or you really, really don't like Disenchanted.
Seems like it.
That's interesting. We don't have a lot of charts and certifications. We've got in 2025, it peaks on Malaysia's Billboard charts at 23. And also in 2025 at Malaysia, the RIM Malaysia International peaked at 19. That's insane. 2025 Malaysia was just really feeling Disenchanted, apparently.
No shit.
In the United States, it was certified gold with 500,000 units sold by the RIAA. And you know what we say? Fuck! The RIAA.
There's a little bit of stub the toe in there.
Gotcha. I saw it. I felt it. Yeah. What about the credits we've got over here? You read the credits on this one because I read them for the last one. And I'll read the genres.
All right. Disenchanted was released on October 23rd, 2006. Producers are My Chemical Romance and Rob Cavallo. Writers are Guard, Bastard Man, Mikey Way, Frankie Arrow, Ray Toro, and Bob Breyer, the supposed members of My Chemical Romance.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Mastered at Sterling Sound, mixed at Resonant Music. Percussion, Bob Breyer. Drums, Bob Label, Reprise Records. Background vocals, Ray Toro and Frankie Arrow. Rhythm guitar, Frankie Arrow. Bass guitar, Mikey Way, Bastard Man. Mm-hmm. It's like a Kojima name at this point. Acoustic guitar, Ray Toro.
Bastard Man, Mikey Way.
Lead vocals, Guard. Songs that interpolate Disenchanted is Disenchantment by Quentin Lovejoy. Disenchanted covers by Pull the Curtain and Chunk No Captain Chunk.
Now I want to ask you a question. Which one of those songs do you think is the Rock Sound cover?
I'm going to go with Chunk No.
You're goddamn correct.
That's
Disenchanted by Chunk. Hey, you have to read it. You have to Chunk. No, Captain Chunk. That's the band that covered Disenchanted.
Perfect. Our translations are Spanish and Portuguese.
We've got our tags there. Rock opera.
I looked closer.
Whoa. What?
That's Polish.
That is Polish. Have we been saying Portuguese on default the last couple?
I don't believe so.
Well, now I need to go to Teenagers and see if I've been fucking up. Because now I don't know. Everything I know is wrong. No, it was Portuguese, so we got Polish here. Damn.
Interesting.
They really hit us with a pump fake there at the end, huh?
No shit.
Well, no Portuguese for Disenchantment, I guess. I guess they don't like the song in Portugal.
Just Malaysia.
Just Malaysia. What language do they speak? This is I always hate this question because it makes you sound like an idiot no matter how you ask it.
Right.
Do they speak Malaysian in Malaysia, or are there other? Isaac Lim, you know Isaac Lim. You know of Isaac Lim. His family's from Malaysia. And I don't know if they speak Malaysian or if they speak like a version of Chinese. I know the people there are Malaysian.
It is a Malay language.
Malay. Okay. Anyway, the tags are rock opera, power pop, parentheses, rock, concept album, glam rock, emo pop, USA, in English, art rock, ballad, emo, alternative rock, and on Wikipedia, the genre listed as emo. Wild.
Well, how do you feel about this song?
I like this song. I think it's a nice ballad. Like it's interesting to call it a ballad. It just gets like so loud immediately.
Yeah.
Where it starts off as like this acoustic thing, and then it's just like boom. And there's lots of yas, and there are lots of woes, and there's a lot of blah blah blah. Like it's just like it is a song. I think it is a song for me. I think I'm one of the people that does really like this song. Now where that translates for it on my ranking, anybody's guess. But
sure,
really like the song. I do.
Well, and for it being as long as it is, the meat here that we at least have on Genius isn't very meaty. That would make up a song that's so goddamn long.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying is that it doesn't like. I'm trying. Like it doesn't feel like it is that long, which I think is the mark of like a good long song. Is that
sure.
I don't feel like it doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome to me.
Yeah.
Like I know that maybe some people might think that way, but to me it doesn't feel like it is like it sticks around for 5 minutes. Like it doesn't feel like a 5-minute song to me. So
yeah, no, I mean I agree, because whenever I was listening to these back to back, it kind of felt like I was just kind of looping right back in the teenagers. It just kind of moved, but
yeah, it does move at a clip. Yeah, so we get to the song and it does start with that like the dun 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 dun. So you get like this calmer bit after Teenagers is over, and it does kind of get us back into kind of like the patient, and this is very much a reflection song to me. The intro is, well, I was there on the day they sold the cause for the Queen, and when the lights all went out, we watched our live on the screen. I hate the ending myself, but it started with an all right scene. I honestly don't know what to make of this intro. Like, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it must reflect the war potentially or some other stuff.
Right.
Again, if there's a war on, then maybe it's like the end of the war came with like this sacrifice of like their morals or their beliefs or something that caused an end to it, instead of just like a fight, a battle, a fight or something. Like I don't know. It's kind of like, it's interesting to think about it. Like I'm not entirely sure like what to make of it.
Right. Because like in one read you can almost think that this is a dethroning, but in the other read that's very much more direct, is the Queen has now said this is all done. We are going to fall to the hierarchy, and we are going to do what the Queen says, and our rebelliousness or our war or whichever it is done. She said it's done, so it's done. And then we watched all of the lights in New York City go down. There are no more, there's no more signs lit up. It's just all dark. And then it just ends like that. There's no bombastic ending. It's just, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think also like it does kind of tie into this thing where he's thinking about like his life too, where it's just like, I guess my life's just over. Like, this is just like how it is ended. It's not like it wasn't like not with a bang, but with a whimper almost in that way, where it's just like, because we've already kind of explored this idea that like maybe he wanted to do like more with his life and like he wanted to do more, and he's realizing that he wanted to do more at the end, but he didn't. And so now he's here, and now he's just like, you know, I hate how it ended, but it started okay. You know what I mean? Where he's like talking about himself so that first part of the intro is just this acoustic song, and then it blasts into the instrumentation. So you get all the guitars and the drums coming in now in verse 1. It was the roar of the crowd that gave me heartache to sing. It was a lie when they smiled and said you won't feel a thing. And as we ran from the cops, we laughed so hard it would sting. Yeah. Whoa. I love, and we'll get to it in a second. I love that whoa into the pre-chorus. I love the fucking pre-chorus so goddamn much. Like, it is such a great pre-chorus. We'll get to it in a second. It does feel a little bit like this verse is him like reminiscing about like the good things that like the fun times he had before everything kind of fell to shit. Like, just like this idea of like, you know, we ran from the cops and we were laughing because we were getting to this like this teenage mischief, and they caught, and we were like, and it was just fun for us then, and all this other stuff, and but also tying it into this idea that said like it was a lie when they smiled and said you won't feel a thing when it comes to like the end of life maybe, and like all this stuff that, like you go in where it's just so well, I mean, you know, when you're going through the end of life in this situation, it seems like basically, you know, nightsticks basically Billy Club kind of situation. If you're being chased by the cops, like they'll just tell you it's not going to hurt, but they're still going to beat the ever living shit out of you if they catch you, kind of thing. Like, I mean, there's definitely that, which is kind of like the one, this is really the one part of the song where it's like, does a part of teenagers at least fit into what has happened? Yeah, the overall thing.
Right.
Yeah. But then you get that well that goes into the pre-chorus, and it's like, oh my god, if I'm so wrong, and like the repetition and stuff. How can you listen all night long? Oh, so good. Now will it matter after I'm gone, because you never learned a goddamn thing. Into the chorus. And this is where the chorus, like, it's like belting. You're just a sad song with nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay. And if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you. Yeah. So it's just like this whole thing is so this bitterness where like now he's and again he's been talking to, like, you have the song where you're sending this he's sending a letter to his mom and stuff like that, but then the thing that you've forgotten by this point potentially is that a lot of the songs were about him like addressing this partner, this person, right? And we're going back to it, this like partner in crime, this like lover potentially that like they've known each other for such a long time, and they used to like have these good fun times, and now they're here. And we've talked about how like he wants her and he wants everybody to just let him go and like move on, because it's going to make it easier for him to let go and move on, right? And he's just out here like ranting about the end of his life, and she's there with him despite everything, and she's trying to stick with his side, and he's like bitter about it. He's yelling, you know, how can you, like, if I'm here ranting and raving, and if I'm wrong, then how could you possibly even listen to me? And it's like all the stuff where it's just like, because you're dying, dude, like that's why I'm here with you. Yeah.
Well, and the alternative to that is, how can you sit here and listen to these machines all night?
That's also true.
How can you listen to me breathe all night? How can you listen to all of this happen to me? How can you do this to yourself? Yeah. And you've not learned that in the end, I'm really not worth it.
Yeah. And then the thing is, and then the bitterness of asking, like, you never, I did all these things and I did all these things to you and around you. And, you never learned your lesson about me. And now you're stuck here with me as I'm dying. And the whole thing about like this person sitting with them as they die, like, I'm going to die. Like, none of this matters. Like, this bitterness of this, like, end of life reflection. And then it goes into the chorus where he's like, you're just a sad song with nothing to say, where it's just like, I feel like a pretty, like, from a musician, like a pretty cutting insult, where it's just like, you think about all these like songs that sound like sad and weepy and mopey that are just about nothing. And he's basically calling her like a sob story with no substance, essentially, which is crazy, with nothing to say about a lifelong wait for a hospital stay, which is this idea that, like, no matter how it ended, it was always going to end here. Whether it was cancer, whether I got fucking beat half to death, whether I got shot, or like whether I like did drugs, alcohol until I died, like, it was always going to end up here. Right. And that's what I've been waiting my whole life for, essentially. Yeah. And again, this bitterness about, like, if you think that I'm wrong, then none of this ever mattered to you. Fuck you. Kind of like, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, the sad part about the "you're just a sad song with nothing to say" line is almost like the patient has always read as a character who's probably just going to never let anybody speak. Mm-hmm. He's so stuck in his own shitty feelings that he needs to, every second that he's with somebody, he's got to convey these feelings, to where he's almost put this person in a corner so much that they can't even say anything back. And he's getting, like, angry about it and saying they have nothing to say, as if they don't have the words. Meanwhile, like, this person may very well have the words, but he's not going to let them get it out, or they know it's not going to matter, because the still fucking high thought that he is the only person in this world that kind of matters is that if you think that I'm wrong, this never meant nothing to you, which is maybe 50-50 true. But if you're not letting the other person, or allowing the person to even get out anything that they feel they could say, then it's going to read like they've got nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, I think there's like a sensitivity to it as well, where it's just like, is there a reason to even argue with them at this point? Because, like, they're like, this feels like what they like if somebody is, like, trying to be sensitive to somebody, like somebody that they love who's dying, is just like, and they know is going to die, and there's kind of no hope. It's just like, what's the point of even arguing back, because it's just going to make them feel even worse. It's not going to fit. So it's like this rationale that kind of happens there, where it's just like, I'm just going to let them have this. And so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because that attitude then gives this person this thought that, like, fuck it, you don't have anything to say anyway that's important. Yep. And then if you do speak up, it's just like, well, fuck you. I'm the one that's dying. What the fuck are you crying for? Like, so it's just like, this is the type of person that would have that kind of reaction to either one. So
I mean, what words do you have when you can no longer say everything will be okay?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we get to the let me see here, verse 2, where again it's this reminiscing about this, like, their teenage years and how they went so wrong. I spent my high school career spit on and shoved to agree, so I could watch all my heroes sell a car on TV. Bring out the old guillotine. We'll show them what we all mean. Then the woes again.
I mean, here we are again with teenagers, right? Like,
yeah. But this time from, like, his perspective and, like, from his experience, and less from the perspective of the adults that are pushing them through, like, putting them in these, like, positions and making them try and conform, right? Where he's like, he's talking from the other perspective, spit on and shoved to agree. And I think somebody could easily, like, turn that into, like, a bullying thing, but I think it's just as likely that it's, like, parents and authority figures and adults, like all these people who are like trying to get him to like be this type of person, right? Just so he could watch all the people he like looked up to sell out. And
George Foreman,
George Foreman, man, my hero George Foreman sold out those grills. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, this idea that like I was pushed around and made to be this one way so that I can be like that person that I look up to and idolize. And it turns out that they're just a fucking sellout loser. And I'm going to be that too eventually if I keep doing this kind of thing, which then maybe the inciting incident behind like why they became so like fucking crazy. Right.
I mean, the similar argument gets to be just generally about college. Like we've spent time with a lot of old people this weekend, like generally the feelings on college and loans and loan forgiveness, like all of that things, like you're built up to be this person. And in the end, you personally are the one that's just left with nothing, or you're the one that's left with all the debt. You're the one that's left with all the promises, and you have nothing to show for it. And that's basically like what this line is in a different context.
Yeah. I saw to this point, like my in-laws have cable. And so there was like a fucking commercial on like MeTV, which is this channel that plays like the Waltons and Gunsmoke and shit like that.
Sure.
And it was a commercial, and I can't remember. I think it was like car insurance. And I look over because I'm making something to eat before we come in here to record. And I look over, and who's on the TV selling car insurance but like Ludacris, the rapper?
Right. Yeah.
I was like, the fuck is happening here? So it's like this idea that's just like, what am I doing? Like that guy used to be like the coolest. So why am I like, what the fuck is the point if like that guy's doing this, like this idea? And this idea, like this, bring out the old Kia team, will show them what we all mean, which is just like this, like kind of like posturing a little bit about like cut the heads, eat the rich, like fuck them all type of beat. Yeah. Yeah. There's a quote here from an interview that Guard did. He said about his teenage years, where he said, "I was really isolated. On my first day in high school, I sat alone at lunchtime. It was the classic story of the weird kid in the army jacket, horror movie t-shirt, and long black hair. We felt like outcasts. That's what brought us all together." But you get the verse 2 into the chorus again. And you get the pre-chorus and the chorus again.
Linger on real quick is the ending of that pre-chorus and the way that he rolls through "Goddamn Thing."
Oh yeah, you like never learned a goddamn thing. Yeah. He's back. He's playing with his voice again. He's doing the fucking crazy shit again. But yeah, so. Sorry, my brain just got off. But yeah, he does roll into that second chorus like really fucking crazy. Goddamn thing. I was going back to find it. Yeah. So we get into this post chorus after this second chorus, where he's singing, where he kind of sings, and this is where like he's like doing a lot of like the screaming and a lot of the flourishing. Where you get like he goes. The music kind of cuts back a little bit, and he's like, "So go away, just go, run away. But where did you run to? But where did you hide? Go find another." And he's saying this, "Go find another way, price you pay." And then you get this kind of like semi-chorus here. Where he's like singing, you get like the woes while he's singing these woes and everything like that, and it's just like he's yelling, and towards the end he goes wow, and it's just like these like I think strings and like a lot of stuff, like these bright keys and everything coming up to like kind of lead into the last chords, but you get like this solo kind of happening here, and it dips you back into the chorus. So after these whoa, you're just a sad song, and it like whips back into the chorus. And he sings through the chorus, I think twice here. And then he says, "This never meant nothing to you at all." And then it cuts back into the acoustic. And it's just this like gentle guitar playing. And he goes back to that first and he's just saying "at all." I think he says it 3 times. Very gently, very quietly. And then the acoustic just do, 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 do. Then like, it's like a quiet strum before it cuts out. And it ships us into Famous Last Words, which we'll talk about next week. But what a banger. I'll just sneak peek, fucking banger, Famous Last Words. But that was Disenchanted.
Yeah.
So definitely this does feel like the moment to me in this story where he's doing this final ranting, this final retrospective of the last bits of his life, where it's almost like the flashback, right? And this does feel like, to me, this was like the last moment that he had with this person. Yep. And this ranting and raving and talking about like, you're nothing and this doesn't mean anything to you and what's the fucking point of you. This was the moment that he finally got this person to leave.
Yeah.
And you find that a lot of the time, I've experienced this. When somebody is on the verge of dying, when they're on the verge, they wait until nobody is with them before they finally let go. You see it with like patients who are in the room by themselves. You see it with you. I've seen it with people who are in this hospital room with a bunch of people. And the moment that everybody in the room is distracted talking to somebody else or like something, that's when they let go. Where the focus, where like subconsciously there's this thing where like the focus is not on them. And so that's their time to finally let go.
Right.
And that feels like this is what that is leading to, where it's like he's said the last angry things. He's finally convinced this person that it's not worth it to stay here with him, or maybe it's like they need a break and they finally left the room and left them alone for 5 seconds so that like he can finally die. And like these are those last moments. Yes. Where, because it does to me, like the thing that I've noted here is that the album begins with the end, with the rhythmic, the EKG machine beeps, right?
Yep.
Does the ending of this to you, with the guitar slowing and him like getting quieter and quieter as he's saying "at all," not feel like a flat line to you? Where like this like idea of like a instrumental flatline.
Yeah. I mean,
you
figure we come into all the heart monitors in the very beginning of the album.
Yeah, and
this works just as well.
Yeah, because I think about this too, where it's just like this entire album, this idea that the end starts and this like final moments where the thing is beeping, and it ends with the flat line that goes into dead. And so you think about this idea that the end and dead are this like prelude where he's having this death rattle the entire time through that song, and it starts and ends with him dying, right? The end starts and ends with him dying. And then you go back and you go through his life and you go through the thing where he's like wandering through life. This ending feels to me like it feels to me like that flat line played via guitar. Yeah. And that was the moment. That person has finally left the room. They finally left the room, and now he can finally let go. And that was the let go moment into Famous Last Words.
Yes. I track with that read.
Yeah. I have to sneeze. Maybe. There it was. Hello. Well, you have anything else to say before we move on to the final segment of our podcast today?
No, I think Disenchanted is fine. I'm not going to put it up on a pedestal, but I'm not going to like shit on it in the same way that so many of these reviewers basically did. But I'm probably in that middle ground for this song, really. Maybe I'm just one of the few, apparently.
Yeah, I would say I'm like not. I would say like I'm like slightly above middle ground. Like I really do like this. I think the pre-chorus is really, really fucking powerful to me, and so I just love the pre-chorus into the chorus, and I love the chorus and what it's saying there. So I feel like I'm like, if you take like what middle is and bump it up a little bit, I'm like 68% of the road, 70% of the road.
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's launch ourselves into the sound system.
Sound system.
So my song is the song Level by Black Pistol Fire. I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't think that it's this like super remarkable song. It starts out with like this chunky guitar, and the guy who's singing has this very particular voice. It's like it's just a really cool rock song.
Yeah.
Like it's just like if you just want like a really cool fucking modern rock song, like it's one of those songs where you can just like bump to it like this, and it's like yeah fuck yeah, I feel this, I'm into
Everybody
it.
needs one of those.
Like, yeah. So I don't have a ton to say about it, but I do I think I don't have a ton to say about it because like I said, it's not like I don't even know all of the words. I barely know the chorus where it's like keep on bring me down on your level, baby, and that's all I know.
Hey,
but so I don't really have a ton to say about it, but it's just like this like really like schmaltzy like ooh rock music, like if like it's just pretty, like it's pretty banging. Like if this can't, like it's like you're at a bar and it comes on, you're not quite listening to it, but you're still head bobbing because like it's so like let's go. Yeah,
let's go. Well, mine, I'm gonna be in a similar boat as you for this week. Mine is Fine Place to Die by Alex Warren. And there was a while on the road where we just kind of like said, hey, fuck it, let's do the Discover Weekly, the Friday release, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And this popped on. And for a second, whenever I first heard it, I was like, is this fucking Woodkid? Like, there's a very Woodkid-y kind of tone to his voice, like Aiken to minus 61, where I'm like, this sounds interesting. And I did not recall this person's name, this artist's name, but this is the same artist that did the Ordinary song that was like big and popular last year.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And this is like more of a reserved song. It looks like there's an album coming out soon, but just kind of solid song. I didn't mind the Ordinary song that came out. It kind of gets overplayed, but I think on a level, it's like, I still think this is a good song. So that's kind of just where I'm at with this. Like, obviously we were traveling and all that kind of stuff, so didn't really get a whole lot of time to ingest new music on a level that you would want to. Driving 14 hours maybe sometimes isn't the best time to try and find new music. But I did what I could. So yeah, I would be interested in listening to more from Alex Warren. I mean, I like the voice. I like the tone. I like the theme. So it's nothing crazy. It's probably just subtle. I don't know. I guess probably just subtle pop if I had to put a tag on it. Likely just subtle popular music, really. But I don't know. I'd ride with it. I mean, it got to a point to where they started playing a lot of his songs back to back, and I was like, okay, I'm driving. I don't have time to ingest in this. And every time that I'd hear the voice like in a different song, I'm like, I don't have time for this. Please just give me new artists. But now when I can actually sit and maybe enjoy something, I'd want to listen to some more.
Yeah. Cool. I do, before we get out of here, I do want to use the sound system also to address that question that Lotus had in their email about water parks. I did start listening to water parks. I mentioned in one of their emails a couple weeks ago that they gave me like a list of their favorite water park songs. So I made a playlist on Apple Music called Water Parks, Unfortunately, with all those songs on it. I haven't listened to all of them. I've listened to about half of the playlist. I don't dislike water parks. I've been trying to think about, like, in the very, very, very back bottom portion of my head this entire time, I've been trying to think about what water parks invokes for me. And the best thing I could give to describe how I feel about water parks, as far as like the sound, like late stage Cobra Starship.
Yep.
Like not like early Cobra, late stage,
right.
Like super pop, like Nightshades,
yep.
Cobra Starship. If you took late stage Cobra Starship and then put them back in the early 2000s, that's kind of the vibe that I get off of water parks.
Hell yeah. All right. I think I heard some of their stuff on the drive up there. Do they have a song called Ice where they just kind of say like fuck ice throughout it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a protest song. Lotus brought that up in their email as well.
Yeah. I'd probably listen to some more of them.
It's fine. Like I said, I don't dislike them. I can see why Lotus described them as a band that makes the worst music in the world, but is simultaneously the best music in the world. I see where that comes from. I said, I don't dislike them, but I don't know that I would have sought out more than like a couple of songs, if not for Lotus. So give them credit for that. But that is the end of this episode.
Yep.
We're done. We did these 2 songs, which means we've got one more episode left before we get to the ranking. So next week,
God, it's so weird.
I know, it is really weird. It feels weird to be at a ranking so soon. Next week, we're going to talk about famous last words and blood. Blood, dear, not funny. We're going to talk about famous last words and blood. Which, did you know, Adam? I know we kind of touched on this. Did you know that Blood has a music video and that is a sequel to Teenagers?
Yeah. It's still weird to think of that concept.
But yeah, we will talk about that next week. If you would like to do the honors, Hilton honors. I discovered the Hilton brand of hotels. Their rewards program is called Hilton Honors.
Yes, it is.
So
such an honor. Well, if I may, I declare this meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society closed. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Happy Pride. Yeah. Or that's not how the youth do the heart anymore. They do it like a weird like finger thing.
Like,
they do like
this.
It's like they do like a talk no jutsu thing with it.
They do like a. I feel like we're doing things that I shouldn't be as a white man doing on camera.
It's like this, I think. I don't know.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's a diamond. Like it's like a.
Shine bright.
It's always been this, and that's what it'll be. Goddamn teens. Goodbye.
Teenagers.
Did I listen to pop music because I was miserable? Or was I miserable because I listened to pop music?